If you want to create the 2 best late game factories in Sandustry, you need to know this important design tips. In this video, I give you a step-by-step late game farm guide. In order to farm aura, we're making first of all a very big block of 50 tiles long and also 50 tiles high, and making out of this big block. Then it will look like this. In the middle we make a little placeholder, and then we're choosing our synthesizers and making 9 of them in a row. Afterwards we're choosing our shakers, leaving here a nice big gap, and then getting them down completely to the left. On top we're placing here shakers and also a nice belt in the right direction. And at the end, we're making here again some launchers. You will see in a moment why we're doing this. Then we're fulfilling here the rest till the shakers with blocks, adding our aura extractor to the right, and using now clearing frames in the following order, guys. First of all, we're putting them down to cover here the complete upper side. Then it will look like this. Now we're putting also in this area clearing frames and leaving only one gap above every shaker, and the rest will get filled with clearing frames. This we're doing till we're reaching the very bottom. Make also sure that everything of the clearing frames moves to the left side. After we're done with this, we're choosing pipes and getting them on top here and down into our floral tank. Then we're putting one pump in here on the bottom. Then we're placing vents exactly here, here and here, so that they are in the middle of 3 tiles of the synthesizers. Now we're using our energy from our infinite energy farm, and here the florinol gets into the auric side, which then our aura swarm can farm to get more of it. As you see, because of the clearing frames, the big piles on top of the shakers are actually moving to the left and moving on top of the 3 shakers, so that they are not getting stacked too much to the top. Should they still reach the bottom, they will just basically rotate back to the top, and then you will have a cycle that the piles will never get too much stacked on top of this, and you can easily farm the aura in an automated cycle. And if you enjoyed the video, then subscribe now to see more about Sandustry. In order to make use out of the void tag, we are first building us a nice little box in the sky, which is at least 30 tiles long and also 40 tiles down, and making a box out of it. Then we're choosing our filters and blocking only void seeds. Then we're putting them in on the bottom, choosing our void rift and putting it completely in the middle on the top. Then we're starting to produce our first void seeds. In addition, we're extending our box also another 30 tiles to the bottom on both sides and getting our planter boxes in between here. Next, we're making another stage on the bottom, which is also 30 tiles long on both sides again, which will be our void petal tank. Then we're going back up where we have now some void seeds and can just drop some of them down here. And then we need to choose a gun in order to destroy them to get our first void petals. This would look like this. They are going then down here into our void petal tank. For the further processing, we're adding now here simply another layer that we can drag them again up and getting a launcher in here. This we're dragging up till we see our void seeds again. Now we're extending the belt a bit and making us a splitter. For this, we're choosing filters and saying allow only the void petals and dragging them 6 tiles long. Then we're adding a launcher exactly 4 tiles above, which is 2 tiles high. We're leaving some spaces underneath and then putting belts to the left, which are exactly here, covering only 3 filters, and then even a bit lower to get another belt in the other direction to the right, which is covering only the other half of the filters. The rest of the belt we also can extend a bit and making us here a nice little box out of this. Don't forget to cover the bottom that nothing falls below. Now we're splitting this tank into half and opening here up the tiles so that our void petals can go through. On the top you will see then that half of the petals going to the left and half to the right. You can also add some launchers to speed this up a bit. Now we're adding red sand to the right side. Then we're getting Voidbloom, which we want to now turn into Fluxite. Then we're building another tank, which is also 30 tiles long, and making this here also up to the top. Here we're covering now some belts to the middle from both sides and leaving one space empty to put our flux emanator in there. As you see, the Voidbloom will always stay on top, which means that we can get them easily onto the top position now like this. We're opening here up a little bit this place and then adding here just a launcher in there. On top, we're adding also a launcher in here that everything can get a bit more to the back. The new void petals which are dropping also in here will also get in here together with the red sand. Again, more Voidbloom, and you have here a big tank for this in general. And here we will get an easily Fluxite, which we can also just farm for more of the upgrades. In addition, we also can choose a clearing frame and just put this completely in between like this, so that everything gets carried to the right side easily and then up to our Fluxite generator. To avoid that you get something in here which is not Voidbloom, you also can make here just a filter which is actually only allowing Voidbloom, and then only Voidbloom drops in here, so that you have here an easy cycle which is always getting you the best outcome. Now we're doing with the other half something different, which means that we need for this some moon hop, which we're just putting on here in order to get out of this then some Voidjuice. This we also can just mix a bit by hand to easily get it in. Then we're making also on the bottom here another tank, which doesn't need to be too big, and saying advanced filters only allowing liquid Voidjuice. Then we're putting this in here in order to get this separated. Next, we're choosing our Void gun, which we can then load here into the juice. And as you see, we need like quite a lot of this juice to actually load it up. And then we can use this also to destroy other things with a big blast. This is especially really useful against the Strutter core, because then you can farm here a lot of sand with just 2 loaded up shots to get a trillion sand out of it. Once you use the Voidjuice, it's getting into Void Husk. And for this, we need now some Void Gazer, which we're just putting in here. They will then turn again our Void Husk, as you see, pretty quickly into Voidjuice, so that we can then again load our gun. For example, to farm just here a lot more sand with another nice double shot. And you can also farm here just more upgrade Fluxite with the same, and have here really easy time to farm really fast. You can also use the locator to load this here up and then to get this going. Or you're just using a recoil shard which needs Voidbloom. You put it just wherever you want, put some Voidbloom basically on top. And then if you're pressing this here another time, you can just get transported there super easily, which is especially really good in the late game. Like this, you can easily utilize also the complete Void tag after you farmed all the aura in the world. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe now to see more about Sandustry.